Alright, we're back at Heroes World again. This time we're going to be playing, so Fatty, who's right there, and I both playing tournaments next weekend. Fatty is playing a GW tournament, and I'm playing like a WTC tournament. So different terrain layouts, but so today we're playing Games Workshop terrain layout. We're playing, what's the mission?
A take and hold.
Take and hold, which means every objective worth 5 points, you can score a maximum of 15 points per turn. And then obviously we're both playing tactical secondaries, which is drawing the cards. Fatty has got Blood Angels today, so he's got
Blood robots.
this guy, which is Sanguinius, which is very annoying. Behind the wall here, he's got a unit of scouts. Behind that, he's got 3 ballistic dreadnoughts. These guys get to reroll shooting, right?
Shooting if you're over half.
Yeah, so, and then over here, he's got his favorite character in the whole game, the lieutenant.
I don't even know how to play the game without him.
And here he's got 2 units of 3 Sanguinian Guard. Sanguinary Guard. One is with a captain, one is with Dante himself, who's a beat stick. Then he's got a Lancer.
Yeah.
Then he's got another scout squad over here, and then he's got another unit of Sanguinary Guard in the sky with a captain and 2 Vindicators. Only 2 today, but he's got a Lancer, so almost equivalent to 3 big tanks. I have my Grav tank in the sky, 2 units of Wardens with Blade Champions in them in the sky, and then I got a Lone Op Bike Captain. So he's got Lone Op and Stealth. That means he cannot be shot within 12 until you're within 12. And then he's -1 to hit because of stealth. I got Custodian Guard. In front of them, I got a Prosecutor's unit. In the back here, I got Prosecutor's unit. I have my big block of 6 Valorous Terminators with the captain. This guy is a proxy for Terminator because I left my Terminator on the painting bench.
I win automatically.
If you guys are subscribed, you know why that guy's on the painting bench. And then over here, I got another unit of 4 Prosecutors and another unit of Custodian Guard. That is the list. We are ready for roll off for turn 1. So let me set up the camera and we'll get going. All right, welcome to turn 1. So Fatty won the roll. He gets top of turn. As you can see, this is a victory for me right here, 75 to 50. You can see on the secondaries here, on the primaries, take and hold. Fatty got 30 out of 50. I scored pretty good 50 out of 50 here. So pretty strong. And then on the secondaries, he got 20 out of 40. And I got 25 out of 40 here. So my primary was really good. And that's because my list is built around heavy objective control units. So we'll go through it. He got first turn. So the first thing he did, obviously, was move his scouts up because they get to scout before the game begins, but after you know whether you're going first or second. So knowing that he was going first, he moved his scouts up so they could go onto this objective. Remember, you don't score any objective points at the top, in turn 1 in this game. You start scoring in turn 2. So he was staging up. He moved his other scout squad here. He moved Sanguinius up here to kind of take over this objective. The middle was kind of free, but the lieutenant can move out here. And then this objective, he moved his scout squad in his turn up to here. So he got the missions he got was recover assets and no prisoners. So recover assets means take over 2 objective markers in no man's land. So this is no man's land because our deployment zones were like L shapes here. So anything that is outside of deployment zones is called no man's land. So his objective was to take 2 objectives in no man's land, and he did that for 3. And then no prisoners just killed someone. Now, unfortunately, in turn 1, that's not a very good draw because in turn 1 we probably stage up so nobody can seize anything. So he couldn't see anything. So remember, this guy's a lone op, and you have to get within 12 to shoot him. Otherwise, you can't see him. So he had nothing in range to actually take on this unit. So He got the maximum he could get was 3 points. Okay, so then we go into my turn. So this is bottom of one. And the same thing here. I mean, I had to figure out whether I wanted to take this bike captain and commit to coming in and charging this unit. And I know Sanguinor can heroic intervene when I charge, and then he strikes first. So it was a risk. I thought, and I was in two minds whether to do it. But I also got a tempting target, which is Fatty gets to pick a target in no man's land that he wants me to control. So he obviously picked this target right here, and he also I got engaged on all fronts, which means um, I think engage on all fronts is a take. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. It is have presence in table quarters. So the reason I moved my lone op by captain is this would give me presence in this table quarter, here, and here. So I had presence in 3 of the 4 table quarters. Obviously, I don't have presence in his deployment zone here. But that also scored me, a few points right there, which was important to me. And yeah, so that wasn't too bad, I don't think. Um, so yeah, that was the end of how turn one. We're going into turn two now, and it was back to Fatty's top of two. So in top of two, obviously, when I charged in with this into Sanguinor, and he fought me, he brought the bike captain down to 2 wounds. Bike captain fought and killed like 4 out of the 5 scouts, and then Sanguinor finished him off in and Fatty's turn. There was nothing else really to shoot at. I think this lieutenant, I had moved my custodian guard out here and tried to shoot this lieutenant. I took off like a wound off of him. The lieutenant shot back in his turn. Didn't do any damage to my unit. I surged, but I only rolled a 2, and I wasn't able to get onto this objective. So Fatty scored at the top of his turn 2. He scored 10 points because he held this objective and this objective. He held this objective and this objective to take 10 points for his take and hold. And then extend battle lines was he scored 4, and then secure no man's land he got 5. So secure no man's land is take 2 objectives in no man's land, which he already had because his lone op lieutenant came out here, and these guys were already holding this objective, so that was easy. And then the other one was extend battle lines. Extend battle lines is, let's see, extend battle lines is you control one or more objective markers within your deployment zone and one objective markers in no man's land, so which he got as well. So he had this objective marker, of course, is home, and then he controlled this one because at this moment I wasn't on this objective yet. All right, so he had a pretty good turn two, top of 2. Going into my turn, at the end of his turn 2, I also rapid ingressed my unit of wardens here. So this would be a counter charge unit that would probably take care of this, I thought, and that was great. So we're going into bottom of 2 here. Bottom of 2 here. So in my turn, obviously, shooting wise, there's nothing much I could do. I forced the issue here and I moved my custodian guard up here. I already had custodian guard control this unit. Now my custodian guard have OC3 per character, so I had a lot of objective control here. So his scouts were pretty much useless. I had a lot of objective control here as well. I had the opportunity to chase after the lieutenant because when I moved up here, he reactive moved behind the wall, but I chose not to because I thought it was better, and I think this was the right decision, was to keep as much objective control onto this as onto the objective. So really force the issue, make him come out to me. In the meantime, my 6 Terminator blob, which with the Captain One, so 7 Terminators ran all the way behind this building, staging. So in case he came out, because remember he has 2 units of Sanguini guard behind here. One is Dante's unit, and they can go uppy downy once per game as well. And then my turn, my wardens came up, shot the Sanguinor, and then charged him and killed him, and consolidated into the scout, who happened to do no damage back to me. I had left a little pocket here for him to rapid ingress if he wanted, but he chose not to. Yeah, so the big thing here was these 2 dreadnoughts out here, and this dreadnought was just holding me back from deep striking back here. And this dreadnought pretty much didn't do anything all game. That's because of the threat of my deep striking. I also moved a sister unit up here to put more objective control on this objective here. So all in all, we both had really strong turn twos because I got overwhelming force for 3 and area denial for 5. 5 being area denial being take the center and have no enemy units within 6 inches of the center, which gives me 5 points. And then overwhelming force is take over a objective that was already controlled, kill a model on an objective that was previously controlled by the enemy. So that's what I did down here. So all in all, we both had strong turn twos. Going into top of 3 here. So at this point, Fatty is forced to bring in both everything that he has in reserve at the moment, except the stuff that has left the table. So he brought both Vindicators down here. He marked this unit as his oath moment. So when you mark a unit as oath, which Marines do, they get to reroll all hits against the unit. So the first Vindicator fired and wiped down the unit just to one guy left. And then I used my stratagem to reactive move them after they get shot, and I ran him off so that the second Vindicator couldn't see the remaining guy. And I stood on the edge of the objective, 1 inch away from the lieutenant. So there's no line of sight from that. This unit of JPIs that this unit of Sanguinary Guard that he deep struck here charged into the wardens. After shooting, I popped my Field of Pain on my wardens against the shooting. After shooting and the charge, there's no wardens left. They were pretty much wiped out. So he controlled this objective again, and he got a top of 3. He only got 5 points for taking hold because I was holding this objective in at the end of my turn, and he couldn't control this objective because I had more objective control here. So he only got his home field, which was where the game started to turn here, because for the next 2 turns he only scored his home objective. But yeah, so and I rapidly ingressed my second unit of wardens that were left in the sky, and yeah, it was looking pretty good for me. At the end of his turn, I picked up all 6 Terminators as well. They have the ability to go up into the sky once per turn and come back down. So it was good control for me. I was in a good position. So we'll go into bottom of 3. Bottom of 3, I brought the tank in down here, took a shot at the Vindicator, brought it down to 5 wounds. The Arm of Contempt. So this Vindicator has a 2+ save. When my shot goes off, it's -3, so it should be a 5+ save on this. But you get cover, so it's minus. It takes away 1 AP from my shot, so now it's a 4+ save. And then he's got Arm of Contempt, which makes it a 3+ save. So even this shot being a -3 AP shot is only -1 to him at the end with Arm of Contempt, which I feel like every unit in Warhammer should have access to that, or every army should have access to that, as it seems like a very it's very strong against one unit. Anyway, that's beside the point. So this guy came in, fired here. These wardens came on here, wiped out this squad, that unit that was there. He this this unit, I think I tried to charge here. I don't think I did enough damage. Oh, I did. Sorry. He charged in the lieutenant, killed the lieutenant, but on a 2+, he comes back to life. So you jump back up and you stay that 1 inch away from me. So that was a mute point, but I still controlled this objective because the sister was here. So yeah, it was looking very good for me. Once again, he couldn't take this point away from me. For some reason, Fatty didn't move these guys up, and he loaded up all his tanks and everything here. There wasn't a lot of things for him to shoot at, I guess. So he played very passively here, right? So we go to my bottom of. We go to that. So this was the bottom of 3. This was my turn. So in my turn, once again, I scored what was it? Display of might, which means I had more units in no man's land than he does, which I got. And then the other thing that I got was behind enemy lines, which unfortunately there was nothing that I could do because he had pretty much tied up all his deployment zone with units, so I couldn't drop in anything here. So there was no point there. So anyway, still in good control. I scored once again on primary 10 points. So because this guy failed battle shock here, and so we were tied on this one. Yeah, we're tied on this one. I didn't own this one at the beginning of my turn, so I only got these 2 objectives. So I got 10 points there. And then we go to top of 4. Top of 4, this is where his Vindicators kind of moved up. His Lancer came out. The Lancer did a lot of damage here. It did 8 damage to my tank with his shooting. He had also picked this tank as ult moment as his ult target, so he gets to reroll all hits once again. He started to sabotage here because he got sabotage as well, which means 2 units must make actions in no man's land on terrain features. I believe that's what he got. Yeah, so he got bring it down and sabotage. So with bringing it down, he tried to take down my tank. He didn't do it. He took off 8 wounds of it, but still was alive. And then he started to sabotage right here with the scouts. And I forget what else. I think and this dreadnought was sabotaging as well. So these 2 were sabotaging. I just had to stop one of them in my turn to prevent him from scoring points. I also rapid ingressed at the end of his turn my unit of 7 Terminators, and I think this was a big mistake. I should have used a stratagem to split the Terminators into single units before I lifted them, so when they came back, I didn't have to put all 7 of them here, which I think was an error on my part. I controlled this objective because there's 2 Wardens left after his shooting. And then he charged his dreadnought in, and these wardens just wiped out the dreadnought. So now it's down to 1 dreadnought, a second one behind the wall, and I had my wardens here, which was just 1 warden and blade champion here. So it was looking pretty good for me right now. I had good control on objectives. I wasn't too worried about it. I had lost control of this objective because with his shooting and stuff, he wiped out all the sisters, and this objective was now loose, and it was his, which is fine. I still control 3 objectives at all times, so that was good for me. So I scored 10 points here because at the beginning of turn, I only controlled these 2 objectives, but I knew I was going last in turn 5 and I scored points at the end, so I was in good control here. We'll go to bottom of 4. Bottom of 4, my Terminators come out, they charge, kill off the scouts. It was pretty much over from here. I took another shot at the Lancer, brought it down a couple of wounds. These wardens that were here went over here and charged the dreadnought, brought it down to 1 wound. I had bring it down in this turn as well, and I couldn't score it. And I had Storm Hostile Objective, which was this objective anyway. He was controlling it, so I just jumped on with the Terminators and took it back. So far it was going really well for me. There was nothing much left. Fatty said we called the game. We just calculated the score out at the end. Even with him driving on here for clans and all that, it didn't really matter because Even if you drove the Vindicator up here, I was able to move my Terminators up, kill the Vindicator. I got bring it down, and I drew Defense Stronghold fortuitously for my last mission. And yeah, so that was the end of the game. Pretty. I had a lot of control. I really liked the OC3 on my units, um, and for some reason, I think Fatty was very passive. Also, this dreadnought that was behind the wall did nothing all game. So I think he's going to change up the unit, drop one ballistic dreadnought, and bring in some utility units that can hold more, or do board control more, and not leave something that's so powerful out doing nothing for most of the game. The Vindicators didn't trouble me too much. Normally, they are a bane to my Adeptus Custodes, but in this game, I was able to control the narrative, I guess, a lot more. I misplayed my Terminators, I feel, so I gotta get better at that. But all in all, it was a really good game for me, and once again, a great Sunday. We get to game every Sunday. I appreciate Fatty and them doing that with me. And until next time, that's it for today. Take care, guys.